You know, after all these years of teaching success principles, after working with thousands of people who've transformed their financial lives, I've discovered something profound, something so simple yet so powerful that when you truly understand it and apply it, it can completely revolutionize your relationship with money. I call it the 30-30-30 rule. And today, I want to share with you not just what it is, but why it works and how you can start implementing it immediately to build the wealth you deserve. But first, let me ask you something. When you think about getting rich, what comes to mind? Most people think about making more money, and while that's part of it, that's not the whole story. You see, getting rich isn't just about what comes in. It's about what you do with what comes in. It's about developing the right philosophy, the right habits, and most importantly, the right relationship with money. The 30-30-30 rule is built on a fundamental truth that most people never learn. Here it is. Your income rarely exceeds your personal development. If you want to have more, you must become more. And becoming more requires a systematic approach to how you handle every dollar that flows through your life. Now, the 30-30-30 rule breaks down like this. 30% for your future self, 30% for your present needs, 30% for your personal growth and giving, and that leaves 10% for pure enjoyment. I can already hear some of you saying, "But Jim, that only adds up to 100%. Where's the wealth building?" Well, that's exactly the point. Most people have it backwards. They spend first, save what's left over, and wonder why they never get ahead. The 30-30-30 rule puts wealth building first. It makes it automatic. It makes it non-negotiable. You see, the first 30%, that's for your future self. This isn't just saving. This is investing in the person you're becoming. This is creating multiple streams of income. This is building assets that work for you while you sleep. But here's what most financial advisors won't tell you. It's not enough to just put money away. You have to understand what you're building toward. You have to have a philosophy behind your wealth building. And that philosophy starts with this simple truth. You are worth investing in. Let's talk about that first 30% in detail, because this is where the magic happens. This is where you stop working for money and start making money work for you. When I was younger, I made the mistake that most people make. I thought that if I just worked harder, put in more hours, I'd automatically become wealthy. But hard work alone doesn't create wealth. Smart work creates wealth. And the smartest work you can do is to systematically invest in assets that appreciate over time. Now, within this 30%, I want you to think in thirds again. 10% should go into what I call your opportunity fund. This is money that's liquid, that you can access quickly when the right investment opportunity comes along. And opportunities always come along, but they only come to those who are prepared. I remember a conversation I had with a successful businessman who told me, "Jim, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Your opportunity fund is your preparation. It's what allows you to say yes when others have to say no." The second 10% should go into longer-term investments. This might be stocks, bonds, real estate, or your own business. The key is that this money is working for you, earning compound interest, growing without your direct involvement. Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "Those who understand it, earn it. Those who don't, pay it." Which category do you want to be in? The third 10% is what I call your education and skill development fund. This is perhaps the most important investment you'll ever make, because it's an investment in your ability to earn. See, you can lose your money, you can lose your job, you can even lose your business. But you can never lose what you've learned, your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom. These are assets that no one can take away from you. I've seen people who inherited millions and lost it all because they never developed the skills to manage wealth. And I've seen people who started with nothing and built empires because they invested relentlessly in their own development. Here's a question that changed my life. If you invested as much in yourself as you do in your entertainment, where would you be in 5 years? Think about that. Most people spend more on cable television in a year than they do on books, courses, and seminars combined. Now, the second 30% is for your present needs. This covers your essential living expenses: housing, food, transportation, insurance, the things you absolutely need to maintain your current lifestyle. But here's where most people go wrong. They let lifestyle inflation eat up any increases in income. They get a raise, and immediately their needs expand to consume it all. I want to challenge you to be more intentional about this category. Ask yourself, what do I actually need versus what do I want? There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things, but be honest about the difference. One of the most successful people I know drives a 10-year-old car. When I asked him why, he said, "Jim, my car gets me from point A to point B just fine. The extra $500, 0 cents a month I would spend on a car payment earns me $6,000, 0 cents a year in my investment account. In 10 years, that's $60,000, 0 cents plus compound interest. I'd rather have the $60,000, 0 cents. That's the mindset of wealth. Every dollar has an opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend on consumption is a dollar that can't be working to build your future. Now, I'm not saying you should live like a pauper. I'm saying you should live intentionally. Make conscious choices about your spending, and always, always live below your means, not above them. The third 30% is split between two of the most important activities in life: personal growth and giving back. 15% should go toward your continued education and personal development. This is different from the skill development fund I mentioned earlier. This is broader. This includes books, seminars, coaching, mentoring, anything that helps you become a better version of yourself. You see, success isn't just about accumulating wealth. It's about becoming the kind of person who can create and maintain wealth, and that requires continuous growth. I've invested thousands of dollars and countless hours in my own development, and it's been the best investment I've ever made. Every book I've read, every seminar I've attended, every mentor I've learned from has paid dividends far beyond what I paid for the experience. But here's something that might surprise you. The other 15% should go to giving, to charity, to causes you believe in, to helping others. Now, you might be thinking, "Jim, if I'm trying to build wealth, why would I give money away?" Here's why. Giving changes you. It changes your relationship with money. It shifts you from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. When you give regularly, you're telling yourself and the universe that you have enough. And when you truly believe you have enough, you make better financial decisions. But more than that, giving connects you to something bigger than yourself. It reminds you that money is a tool, not a goal. The goal is to become the kind of person who can make a difference in the world. And you can't make a difference if you're constantly worried about your own financial security. Which brings us to the final 10%, pure enjoyment. This is guilt-free spending money. Why only 10%? Because discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. When you're disciplined with 90% of your income, you can enjoy the remaining 10% without any guilt whatsoever. But here's the beautiful thing about this system. As your income grows, that 10% grows too. When you're making $50,000, 0 cents a year, 10% is $5,000, 0 cents for enjoyment. When you're making $200,000, 0 cents a year, it's $20,000, 0 cents. The discipline stays the same, but the rewards get bigger. Now, how do you actually implement the 30-30-30 rule? It starts with automation. Set up your financial system so that as soon as money comes in, it's automatically allocated according to these percentages. Don't rely on willpower. Don't rely on remembering to do it. Make it automatic. Pay your future self first, just like you pay your rent or mortgage. And start where you are. If you can't do 30% right away, start with whatever you can. Maybe it's 10% for your future, 70% for present needs, 15% for growth and giving, and 5% for enjoyment. The exact percentages matter less than developing the habit. The key is to start. The key is to be consistent. The key is to increase the percentages as your income grows, rather than just increasing your lifestyle expenses. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about direction. Every dollar you invest in your future, every dollar you invest in your growth, every dollar you give back, it all compounds. Not just financially, but personally. Here's what I want you to understand. The 30-30-30 rule isn't just about money. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth. It's about developing the habits, the mindset, and the character that wealth requires. Wealth isn't something that happens to you. Wealth is something you create through consistent, disciplined actions over time. And those actions start with how you handle the money you have today not the money you hope to have tomorrow. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 90 days, implement the 30-30-30 rule. Start with whatever income you have right now. Track every dollar. See where it goes and watch what happens. You'll find that you're not just building wealth, you're building confidence. You're building character. You're building a life of meaning and purpose. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is really about. It's not about having enough money to buy anything you want. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to buy happiness because you've learned to create it. The 30-30-30 rule. It's simple, it's powerful, and it works. Only if you work it. Choice is yours. You can continue doing what you've always done and get what you've always gotten. Or you can start today, right now, building the financial future you deserve. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Don't let them down. Thank you.